The Michigan locker room is now open, and most likely the Notre Dame locker room is now open as well. Joining us now in the main interview room, student athletes from the University of Michigan, Derek Walton Jr. and Muhammad Ali Abdur Rahman, as well as head coach John Beilein. We'll ask Coach Beilein to make an opening statement, then we'll take questions first for the student athletes. Coach.
It was a great basketball game and a great environment, that's for sure. Notre Dame's strategy of coming out in the second half and being much more aggressive with their man-to-man defense was a key. I did not like the way we reacted to it, and we'll just have to get better at that. But they came out and denied some passes, and it put us back on our heels for a few minutes, and that was not a good thing. So it got them right back in the game, and then it was a dogfight. Who was going to make the last couple shots was going to win the game, and we shouldn't have put ourselves in that situation from how we played in those first few minutes of the second half.
We're going to open things up with questions for the student athletes only at this time. Questions for Derek and Muhammad Ali. If you have a question, please raise your hand. First question for the Michigan student athletes, if there are any. We have one on the aisle, just to the left. Remember your name and media outlet, then your question.
All right, Chris Barco with SNY. You guys led for a majority of the second half, and it kind of got away from the end. Was it something Notre Dame started doing in the last 5 minutes? Was it you guys maybe feeling a little bit of jitters? What happened over the last 5 minutes that Notre Dame was able to take the lead and hold on?
We'll ask Derek to take that first, then Muhammad Ali to follow.
We just, down the stretch, we didn't, collectively get enough stops in a row. And that was all the difference in the game, basically. They were getting stops, and we weren't. They were making shots, and we weren't. So, that's what it pretty much boiled down to. We didn't make the necessary stops down the stretch that would, hold them off.
Muhammad.
Yeah, like he said, we didn't get any stops on defensive end, and we weren't making that many shots. We just got to get better and play better defense.
If we have any box scores in the room, can you guys please bring them forward? Continuing with questions for the student athletes. Thank you, Tom. Next question for the Michigan student athletes on the right.
Yeah, for either one of you guys, considering that this was your 5th game in 9 days, was fatigue a potential issue? Derek, why don't you answer that one first?
Derek first, and then Muhammad Ali.
That's not what we going to kind of attest it to. Pretty sure everybody at this time of the year is really tired. So that's not the route that we gonna take. We know that within the game, there was some things we could have done to control our fate. We just wasn't able to capitalize on that. So fatigue is the last thing we're gonna test. To us not coming out on top tonight.
Muhammad.
Like he said, every team's tired at this point in the season. So we're all young men, and fatigue's not going to be the reason why you win or lose. So you just got to go out there and play better.
Continuing with questions for the student athletes from Michigan. On the right side.
Hi, Tom Merriam, AP Radio. You guys expressed the disappointment coming so close to being able to advance tonight.
Derek first, then Muhammad, please.
Can you repeat the question?
You can express that.
It's disappointing in the moment because, we feel like we were, good enough to, make that win, get that win, and, it hurts. But, ultimately, I'm just, really proud of, ultimately the guys that was, on our team. We had so much, things that went on within our locker room and, personal journeys and, hardships that everybody had to deal with. So, at this point, of course, it's disappointing, but, at the end of the day, we just really proud of, our brothers. We really fought, in a lot of teams, and, a couple of guys wrote us off.
Muhammad, do you want to follow up?
Yeah, it's always disappointing when your season ends, especially like this in a close game. But I'm proud of all of our guys, like you said, and we fought hard and we played hard to the end.
Continuing with questions for the Michigan student athletes.
Herbert Delancey, BSTM. Despite the outcome of the game, how proud of you are the players of the fan support that you had coming from when you played in the first four to coming here to Brooklyn, New York, and play in the first round?
Again, Derek first and then Muhammad.
Again, we always really appreciative of the fans that do, come out and go out their way to, support us in, venues outside of our home state. So again, that, we really want to express how, appreciative that we are. Again, that's all we really have to say. We really appreciate our fans, and they stuck with us when things weren't good, and when things got a little better. So again, we always appreciative of that.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, we're just so thankful to have fans like we have, and we appreciate their support and coming out to the games even when we're not playing a home game.
Is there a final question for the Michigan student athletes? All right, we'd like to thank Derek and Muhammad Ali for joining us in the main interview room. They're going to head back to the locker room, which is still open, join their teammates for more questions. We're looking for the first question for Coach Beeline, and we have one in the back on the right. Tim.
Tim Bundes from the Washington Post. Obviously, Notre Dame had a great night shooting the ball. It seemed like a lot of the shots they made, they were just, pretty good looks. Would you have liked to see anything differently defensively, or was it just a matter of them, getting open shots and making them?
I loved in the first half, we played very good defense. They had 22 points. The second half of this game, the second half against Tulsa, again, we sort of lose some of that intensity I think you have to play good defense. Now, Beacham's shot from deep at the shot, we played 29 seconds of really good defense on that play. But we've been up and down all year with this. Whether it's schematic, whether it's personnel, we got to figure it out, because you can't give up a 58% percentage in the NCAA tournament and expect to win.
Next question's in the front on the right, Howard.
Coach, you've obviously had tremendous success with your system through the years and a lot of different stops, but I'm just wondering if you just came up against sort of the ceiling of having 3 guys playing 38 minutes, another one playing 36. Is your system just one that requires a little bit more depth to make the kind of runs that you've made in past years?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And, the depth that we had, that we expected to have going into the season, was sitting on the bench with Spike Albrecht and Karis LeVert. So we'll always wonder what could have been with those two. Here's a kid that scored 17 points as a freshman in the championship game, the national championship game. And we found out in December he can't play. And then you got Karis LeVert, who was arguably a first-round choice. So we missed those. We had to sort of go with the year. But, hey, listen, we're trying to build our depth, but we also got to win this game tonight, or our postseason's going to be over. So trying to balance that, it can catch up with you. I don't know if it does or not. I think that I love the way we played at times this year, but we'd love to have a nice, tight 9-man rotation to make it all work, and we didn't have that this year the way we'd like it to have.
Continuing with questions for Coach Beeline. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Is there a final question for Coach Beeline? Thank you very much, Coach.
All right, thanks.